Hello and welcome to the Nerd Doc review of Venom, There Be Carnage. This is a spoiler-free review, so don't worry about anything from the plot being ruined if you haven't already seen the movie. There is a mid-credits scene that will probably be leaked online soon, so watch out for that if you're not planning to see the movie this weekend and don't want to be spoiled. With that out of the way, let's get right to it. If you enjoyed the first Venom film, you will love Let There Be Carnage because everything from the original movie is amped up to the max in the sequel. The creative team basically doubled down on everything they thought worked in the first movie. That means if you like the jokes in the first movie, you will love the jokes in the second movie. There's also a lot of interaction and banter between Eddie Brock and Venom, which were some of the best parts of the first movie. On that same note, the first Venom plays loose and fast with the comic book source material, and that trend carries over to Let There Be Carnage. If the comic book origins don't matter all that much to you, then you'll probably be cool with the liberties taken in the sequel. However, if you're a comic book purist, you probably didn't like the way the characters were handled in the first movie, and if so, that's not going to change in the sequel. That's the running theme of Let There Be Carnage. If you enjoyed the first film, this is just more of what you loved. More Eddie and Venom, more one-liners, and more symbiote action in general. But if you didn't really like the first film, unfortunately there's not much in the sequel that's going to change your mind. The CG can also be a little spotty and looks rough at times, but Venom still looks good throughout most of the film if you're cool with the character design choices from the first movie. Getting into the more nitty-gritty side of the sequel, Tom Hardy is back as Eddie Brock. His life has only gone downhill since the first film, and that's reflected in Hardy's performance. He plays Brock as a screw-up who's down on his luck, but there's a certain charm that he brings to the character. Michelle Williams isn't featured as prominently in the sequel as she was in the first film, but she seems to be having a lot more fun with her role as Brock's ex-girlfriend, Annie Wang. Her current love interest, Dr. Dan Lewis, played by Reed Scott, has more interactions with Venom this time around and provides some additional comic relief as well. Mrs. Chin, the convenience store owner from the first film, played by Peggy Lou, is also back. She has some choice lines throughout the film that allow her to steal a few scenes away from the main cast. She's definitely a highlight. Then you have the two villains of the story, Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, played by Woody Harrelson, and Frances Barrison, aka Shriek, played by Naomi Harris. Both put on their best over-the-top deranged performance, but there are times when it feels a little too contrived. Harrelson's performance is a bit more nuanced, but Harris goes full psycho once she really lets loose. The biggest takeaway from Venom Let There Be Carnage is the mid-credits scene. For some, it will be the best scene in the entire movie, even if the thought process behind the scene is a little lazy. So make sure you stay through the middle of the credits so you don't miss that. Overall, we give Venom Let There Be Carnage 2 out of 5 symbiotes, with the hope that Sony takes a page out of Marvel's book and sticks a little closer to the source material for the next one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the review, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'll have a complete rundown of the mid-credits scene very soon, so be on the lookout for that video after you go see the movie.